So this lecture is a continuation of my lecture on within subjects design experiments. Sa within subjects design, isa sa mga possible problems you may encounter is called order effects. Remember, in within subjects design, there is only one group undergoing all the IV levels. Ang isang posibleng problema nun, baka magkaroon ka ng order effects. Ang ibig sabihin ng order effects, let me read, a confounding variable in an experiment where there is what? Altogether with uncertainty, or applying the word confounding variables, kasi confounding variable tong order effect, confusion. Merong confusion na dinadala yung order effect. If observed effects on DV is due to effect of IV or to the combined effects of the IV levels. Meron kang nakitang effect ng DV dito. Siyempre, as the experimenter, ang assumption mo, galing to sa independent variable. But upon deeper analysis, you realize na baka ito, yung effect dito, it's not because of the IV, but because of a possible order effect. Which is, according to the definition, baka hindi yung IV yung nakapagpataas or nakapag-apekto sa DV, rather, yung orders or yung combination ng different IV levels yung nagpagalaw ng dependent variable mo. I know I sound abstract at this point. Let me give you a sample case para ipakita yung order effect. Imagine this. Again, this is just hypothetical example. Kayo na lang bahala maghanap ng experiments where there was order effect. One popular study in music psychology, which by the way exists, meron talagang area of research in psych that talks about the effects of music to the mind, reports that jazz music best improves self-esteem compared to rock and pop music. Now, you want to replicate this. Alam nyo naman ibig sabihin ng replication, doing an experiment exactly how it was done. Given the design of the experiment, you know using a between subjects design is better than within subjects design. Alam naman natin yan, no? Na given the nature of the study, it's smarter kung gawin mo na lang between subjects to para hindi mo na pagdaanan yung problema ng order effect. Pero, sabi dito, however, you have shortage of participants. Because remember, you need more participants in between subjects design compared to within subjects design. Sa between subjects design, the number of groups you are going to form depends on your IV levels. In this case, 3. Kasi meron kang pop, rock, and jazz as your IV levels. Pero pag within subjects design, mas hindi mo problema yan because all you need is one group. Maliwanag. So, itutuloy mo pa rin yung experiment using within subject design because of shortage of participants. However, you have shortage of participants. Original BSD studies typically use 90 participants, which will require you to have 30 for each level, while you can only afford to have 30. O, saan ka na? Doon ka na sa within subject design. 30 lang kailangan mo compared to 90. You have chosen to run the experiment using within subject design anyway. So, ituloy natin yung experiment within subject design. Ilang participants tayo? 30. So, these 30 participants will undergo the POP condition and then you measure their dependent variable, which is their self-esteem. Bahala na kayo dito kung gaano katagal tong condition na to. Pwedeng, 30 minutes, pwedeng half day. Bahala kayo, it's the experimenter's call. After that, they go to the second condition where they listen to rock music, then you measure their self-esteem. Paalala ko lang, alam ko namang alam nyo na, ulitin ko na lang, the same 30 here, the 30 here, are the same 30 here. Iisang grupo lang yung ginagamit natin kasi nga within subject design. And then the same 30 will undergo the jazz condition, makikinig sila sa jazz, and then you measure their self-esteem. Now, here's the hypothetical result. Halimbawa, ganyan. Okay? Nag-run ka ng ANOVA, kinumpara ng ANOVA yung self-esteem nila sa pop versus rock versus jazz conditions, and it came out na ang significant difference pinakamataas sa jazz condition. So, may significant difference. To be more specific, pinakamataas ang self-esteem over Pinakamataas ang self-esteem sa jazz over rock music and pop music. And the difference is significant according to ANOVA. So, ang easy conclusion mo dito is, it's the jazz music that causes the highest self-esteem among your participants. Kapag hahanapan mo ng loophole, itong conclusion na to, ano yung pwede mong sabihin? Let's review the data. To find a loophole here, maybe there is a lurking order effect. Nung tinignan mo specifically yung data, remember, there's only one group here. 30 people undergoing all these conditions. Nung nakinig sila sa pop music, alamin nyo kung sino to. Okay. I'm sure this is already old. Hindi nyo nakakilala to. Pero ito yung OG ng mga boy bands. Because I grew up in the boy band era. Yan. Talaga, isa to sa mga pinapakinggan ko noon. Halos lahat ng kanta memorize ko dito. No? Anyway, so nakinig yung 30 ng pop, measure mo yung self-esteem, ang score nila 15. And then, pumunta sila dito sa Linkin Park, rock music, ang self-esteem nila 15. And then, nakinig sila sa jazz music, and then, ang self-esteem nila, 45. Now, assuming, we already eliminated contamination effect and fatigue effect. So, wag nyo nang sasabihin yun as possible loopholes dito. Kasi take care na natin yon. Na-rule out na natin yung contamination effect at yung fatigue effect. Pinagpahinga natin sila, we made sure na yung self-esteem nila, parehong-pareho dito sa baseline level across different levels. So, walang contamination, walang fatigue effect. Got that? So, going back to the dependent variable, dito pa lang kitang-kita mo na why ANOVA would report that there is significant difference. To be more specific, pinakamataas ang self-esteem sa jazz over rock and pop. Again, ano yung easy conclusion natin? It's the jazz music that causes the highest self-esteem. Pero given that scenario, I can still throw out two possibilities. Hindi pa rin tayo completely sigurado na yung jazz nga ang nag-cause ng pinakamataas na self-esteem na 45. Okay? Although that is a possibility, that's possibility 1. Tumaas ang self-esteem ng dahil sa jazz. Yan yung alternative hypothesis natin. I can still throw out possibility 2. Na baka, kaya tumaas ang self-esteem dahil nakinig ng pop, rock, at jazz. Nagkaroon ng cumulative effect yung pop music, yung rock music, at yung jazz music. Yun ngayon yung nagpataas ng self-esteem. Got that? Nagkaroon na naman tayo dito ng confounding variable. Hindi na naman natin sure if the effect that we saw here in self-esteem is due to the jazz or maybe kaya tumaas ang self-esteem dahil sa combination ng pop, rock, and jazz. In that order. Kung baga, in layman's term, kung itatranslate mo na to, no, in everyday conversation, let's say I ask the experimenter, ano ang pampataas ng self-esteem according to your study? Now, the experimenter is not sure. Okay? Is it because, ano ang pampataas ng self-esteem? Possible answer, makinig ka ng jazz. Or, the other possibility, makinig ka ng pop, rock, and jazz. Now, we don't know which is which in increasing self-esteem. Kasi nga, yung number 2 dito, meron kang order effect. You got my point? So, the question now is, how do you rule out the possibility na yung effect na nakita natin dito after the jazz condition is actually the combination of the effects of these 3 music genre. Nag-combine yung tatlong yan, yung effect nila, doon lumabas yung pinakamataas na self-esteem. Kaya tuloy, hindi natin masigurado kung yung mataas na self-esteem dito is based on the jazz itself or the combination of the 3 other music genre. Nagigets nyo? Yun yung ibig sabihin ng order effect. So how do you rule out that possibility? How do you isolate? How do you show na talagang the change here, the effects here, is based on jazz music alone and not on the combination of the 3? Ang sagot dyan, ang panglaban sa order effect, gamitin mo lahat ng possible orders of the IV levels para ma-rule out mo yung possibility that it's the combination of these three music genre that led to the highest self-esteem. Gamitin mo lahat ng possible orders. Diyan ngayon papasok yung tinatawag nating counterbalancing. Everybody say counterbalancing. Using all possible orders of IV levels to eliminate the possibility of order effect as the cause of the observed effect on dependent variable. Okay, so i-apply natin yung counterbalancing sa hypothetical experiment natin. It looks like this. Bago mo i-run yung experiment, i-identify mo na lahat ng possible orders ng IV levels mo. Kanina kasi, ang problema sa experiment natin, kaya nagkaroon ng order effect, we only use this order, the pop, rock, and jazz order. But given the number of our IV levels, which is 3, ilang possible orders meron? Sa music genre na 3, magkakaroon ka ng 6 possible orders. Okay, so other than pop, rock, jazz, pwedeng rock, jazz, pop, rock, pop, jazz, rock, pop, jazz, pop, rock. O, para lang ako nag-rap. Nag-gets nyo? These are the 6 possible orders of that 3 music genre. Now, from there, meron kang 30 participants, right? Ano ngayon ang gagawin mo sa 30 participants? How are you going to assign them into these 6 orders of music genre? Ang gagawin mo ngayon dyan, pwede mo na ngayon siyang i-random assign. Di ba, meron kang 30. O, ilagay mo na naman yung pangalan ng 30 sa fishbowl, and then alug-alugin mo yung fishbowl, and then kuha ka ng pangalan. The first person you pick goes to order 1. Second person you pick goes to order 2. Third person you pick goes to order 3 hanggang sa maubos mo yung 30. Pag naubos mo yung 30, sure ball, bawat isang order dito, merong 5 tao. Tama ba? Kasi you have 30 eh. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So you will have 5 people under this order, another 5 under this order, and 5 all throughout the other orders. So the question now is, eto ba within subject design pa rin? What do you think? Hindi ba parang naging between subject design na? Remember the key question? Tinuro ko yan sa other lectures ko. What is the key question for you to know whether an experiment is within subject design? Did all participants undergo all the levels? Sa Tagalog, lahat ba ng participants pinagdaanan nila lahat ng IV levels? And in this scenario, the answer is yes. Although nag-random assignment ka, hindi automatic ibig sabihin between subject design yan. Kasi lahat naman ng participants mo nag-undergo ng levels mo, which is music genre. Lahat sila nag-undergo ng pop, ng rock, at ng jazz. It's just that ginamit mo lang yung all possible orders. So yes, this is still a within subjects design. Okay? From there, you run the experiment and then you measure their self-esteem. Paano mo na-measure yung self-esteem? So, ganun, no? Pakinggan mo ng pop, ipakinig mo ng pop, and then measure their self-esteem. Ipakinig mo ng rock, measure self-esteem. Ipakinig mo ng jazz, measure self-esteem. And then, yung 5 tao dito sa second order, ganun ulit. Yung 5 tao sa third order, fourth order, fifth, hanggang 6th order, ganun din yung procedure. You measure their self-esteem after they listen to a music genre. And then at the end of the process, you get the grand average. So ano ngayon yung average ng mga participants whenever they listen to pop music? Ganun din sa rock music, ganun din sa jazz music. You just get the average under all of these conditions. Now, let's say we did that, nag-run ka na naman ng ANOVA, and the finding was, still, jazz pa rin ang pinakamataas ang self-esteem. Now, you can conclude that it's really the jazz that caused the highest self-esteem and not the combination of orders. Hindi mo na pwedeng i-contend, hindi mo na pwedeng questionin, hindi mo na pwedeng sabihin na baka kaya pinakamataas yung jazz, it's not because of the jazz, but because of the cumulative effect of pop, rock, and jazz. You can no longer say that. Bakit? Balikan natin. Because you already used all the possible orders of condition. Hindi mo na pwedeng sabihin na ito yung nagpataas ng self-esteem, not the jazz alone. Kasi nga, ba't hindi mo na pwedeng sabihin, you have used all the possible orders. Nag-counterbalancing ka, na-eliminate mo na yung tinatawag nating order effect. You see what happened here? Kanina nalilito tayo. We cannot isolate. Is it the jazz? Or is it the combination of pop, rock, and jazz that led to the highest self-esteem? Now we were able to isolate. Now we are sure, hindi yung jazz yan. Kasi nag-counterbalancing tayo, na-eliminate natin yung order effect. Now we are certain, now we are sure, it's really the jazz that caused the highest level of self-esteem. Ano ang limitation ng counterbalancing? Mahirap siyang gawin, especially kapag marami kang IV levels. Let's say you have 4 IV levels or 5 IV levels. Diba? Ilang possible combinations pag 4 levels? Ilang possible condition kapag 5 levels? Oh, by the way, there is a way of knowing it, no? Kapag 3 yung levels ng IV mo, how many possible combinations? 6. Kapag 4, ilan? Kapag 5, ilan? How would you know? May formula dyan. Yan yung gagawin mo. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 kapag 4 levels. I-multiply mo lang yan, that will give you a total of 36 orders. Kapag 5 levels, ganun din. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Kapag 6 levels, ganun din. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That will give you the total number of possible orders in that experiment. So, ang lesson dito, huwag mong damihan yung IV levels mo kung ayaw mo nang mahirapan. Or, ano yung paborito niyong sagot? Para hindi ka na mag-counterbalancing, mag-between subjects design ka na lang. Okay? Anyway, so balikan ko lang to, no? So halimbawa, ginawa mo na to, may 4 levels ka, you have 36 possible orders. Ang tanong, kailangan mo bang gamitin lahat ng 36 possible orders na yan? Kasi kung halimbawa, meron ka lang 30 participants, 3-0. Tapos meron kang 4 levels of IV. Tapos meron kang 36 possible orders. Tapos ira-random assignment mo yung 30 into 36 orders. Can you see the problem? Merong mga possible orders dito na walang laman. Kasi meron ka nga lang 30 participants di masya-short ka ng 6 na tao, may mga 6 na orders na walang laman. And that couldn't be. Dapat lahat ng possible orders mo, may tao doon. Para ma-experience yung mga IV levels. So, ang magandang balita dito, no? Merong technique na ginagamit, ang tawag is Latin square design. Yan. Everybody say Latin square design. Sa Latin square design, ang ginagawa natin, going back to these 36 possible orders, hindi mo naman kinakailangan gamitin all the 36 possible orders. There's no need. You just have to select some, let me repeat, some of the 36 possible orders. Now, the question is, how do you select those sum of the 36 possible orders? Latin square design teaches you that. Kayo na lang bahala magbasa kung paano ginagawa yung Latin square design, but that's the idea. It enables you to pick some of the possible orders from the 36. There is a formula in applying this. Got that? Now, let me just connect, no? Meron lang ako ihahabol. Did you know that counterbalancing can also be used to fight against fatigue effect? Pwede mo rin gamitin yan. If you remember my example, if you remember this example in my previous lecture, yung teaching strategy, gusto mong malaman alin yung mas effective, A or B, in increasing student grades. Let's say you're gonna run this using a within subjects design, you have a total of 30 students. Diba? So, nasan yung fatigue effect? Pinag-usapan na natin to, no? Step 1, you apply teaching strategy A, and then you give them a test, and then you compute their scores. And then, you apply teaching strategy B, and then you give them a test, and then you score. And then you compare scores between strategy A and strategy B. And then, anong hypothetical result natin dito? Significantly mas mataas ang grade ng mga estudyante under strategy A versus strategy B. And remember, what was the loophole in that study? It does not automatically follow that strategy A is more effective than strategy B. Because you can always argue, in this case, na baka kaya mas mababa yung score sa strategy B is because, you remember the reason? Maybe because the students under strategy B were already tired when they took the test under strategy B. Kasi kung i-zoom in ko to, reviewin natin yung proseso, yung energy ng mga estudyante in this test is no longer the same as the energy they had in taking the first test. Kasi pagod na sila dito. Nakinig sila sa strategy A, binigyan mo ng test. Nakinig sila sa strategy B, and then binigyan mo ng test, pagod na sila dito. Which explains why their scores under strategy B is lower compared to strategy A. It's not because strategy B sucks. It's not because strategy A is more effective. Rather, pagod na sila when they took the test under strategy B. Good news, other than rest period. Yun kasi yung pinag-usapan nating solusyon dyan, no? Bigyan mo ng rest interval or ng rest period, but it's time consuming. What if you don't have enough time? What if you immediately need to analyze the data? Is there a way for you to run this experiment without giving them rest? Meron. Doon mo na ngayon ipasok yung counterbalancing. So, paano mo ika-counterbalancing yan? This will be the setup. Yung 30 kanina, hahatiin mo sa dalawa, 15, 15. What's the difference? They will undergo still both levels, pero different orders. So, yung 15 dito, ang magiging sistema, they first listen to strategy A, give them the test, listen to strategy B, give them the test. Yan yung kanina. Ito lang yung ginamit nating order eh. And nag-counterbalancing ka na. So, meron ka pang isang 15 dito. This time, baliktad naman yung order that they're gonna experience. They will first experience strategy B, and then they'll be given the test, and then strategy A, and then they'll be given a test. Tapos i-measure mo yung dependent variable, you run t-test dependent, and see what will be the result. The question is, within subjects experiment pa rin ba to? The answer is yes. Bakit? Again, what's the key question? Paulit-ulit ako dito. Did all participants undergo all the levels in the experiment? If the answer is yes, within subjects design. If the answer is no, it's between subjects design. Nagigets nyo? So, anong sagot? Lahat ba ng participants in this experiment na experience nila lahat ng levels of your IV? Yes. Regardless whether you're here or you're here, ano nangyari? Na-experience pa rin nila yung strategy A at yung strategy B. So, this is still a within subjects design experiment. Hypothetical result, let's say you already did this. Nung nag-t-test dependent ka, it was reported na mas mataas ang score ng strategy A versus strategy B. Now we are sure that it's really the strategy that caused higher grades under A, strategy A versus strategy B. Sure ball ka na kaya mataas ang scores ng mga estudyante kasi dahil yan sa strategy, not because of fatigue effect. Hindi mo na pwedeng i-argue. Remember our argument a while ago? Baka kaya mas mataas ang score sa strategy A kasi pagod na yung mga students sa strategy B. Can you still argue for that? The answer is no. Bakit? Kasi ginamit mo na yung order where letter B was first before letter A. Kanina kasi kaya lang may power yan kasi AB lang ginamit mo eh. Baka pagod na yung mga students by the time they were measured under condition B. Meron ka na rin condition na inuna yung B bago yung A. So, kung napagod man sila sa B dito, maka-cancel out lang yon dito. Kasi meron ka ng reverse order of B and A. Nagigets nyo? So, when you apply counterbalancing, in this case, this claim that maybe it's fatigue effect, not the IV, is now powerless. Na-cancel out mo na yan. Kasi nga, gumamit ka ng reverse order ganun pa rin yung result. It's still A that causes higher grades compared to strategy B. That's the power of counterbalancing. Pwede nyo rin gamitin yan to fight off fatigue effect. Alright? So, yan lang yung maikli nating lecture for today. What is order effects and how do you deal with it using counterbalancing? Kayo na bahala magbasa ng Latin Square Design. I hope you learned something in this short lecture. Sir Howard here. Until next time, God bless everyone. Bye-bye.